Hi guys, this is Matthias, and in this video I'd like to share with you the first air hater rage that I have received in Battlefield 1. Now, this is not something that is new to me. In Planetside 2, this happened basically every day, and it could go on for hours on end. And similar things happened in Battlefield 3, and in Bad Company 2, and even Frontline's Fuel of War. So yeah, this goes back quite a bit, and it's funny how people's reactions just keep repeating themselves. Now, funny as it is, this angry kid, I'm assuming it's a kid, even though I don't know that, but he actually did get a really good score this round. He got more kills than I did, and was on top of the leaderboard of the opponent team. Now, I'm assuming he was in a vehicle at least part of the round, because the next round, as you will see, he didn't do nearly as good. Which means that he probably wasn't able to get his hands on whatever, I guess, tank he prefers. Now, the hate versus air normally has the same origin. Yeah, see what I did there? And basically what it comes down to is that there are some people that gets angry with you when they get killed or when they can't get an equally good score. And because they can't fly themselves or fly good enough to match this score themselves, they get angry, and the rage will have, or should I say, will follow a certain pattern. Normally it's the thing that what pilots do is easy, anyone can do it, and they're all just noobs who can't play infantry, for example. And the people saying this are always, no exceptions, always players that can't fly themselves. I have never ever seen this kind of rage. I mean, I've seen rage from other pilots that are good, but it sounds very different, because there are normally quite some rivalry going on among top pilots as well. But this type of rage, you know, the rage against air, is normally with people that wants to be able to fly good but can't learn it. Now, in all honesty, it's a bit sad. Now, being angry over not being good enough in a game, that is normally that's kind of sad in itself, but it is in some way a rather competitive environment when you're playing in this, when you're playing a game like this. So it makes sense that you want to be as good as possible. And I believe that it is in human nature to want to be good, to want to improve, and to have the desire to perform well. But in a situation such as a video game, and in a game that has air, and when you are angry over air, basically I would say there are two options. You either man up and accept the fact that you are just not as good of a pilot as you want to be, and you are just not going to get that good score that some of the other pilots are able to get. I'm gonna say that that is the most healthy and mature way to react if you feel like you can't do what you see me doing in this video, for example. On the other hand, there is no shame in wanting to improve, in wanting to be good, and wanting to get a better score and learn how to fly. But if that is important to you, then why not learn how to fly rather than raging in the game chat? I'm not gonna lie, I like flying, I think it's a lot of fun, and I want to do good. I want to be good at flying, because I just simply enjoy it. Now, do I have plans to become an ace pilot and work my way up to that level of skill, such as what I did in Planetside 2? Probably not. I already know what it takes to get to that level, and I simply don't think that I will have the time and dedication for it yet again. Now, Battlefield 1 is a relatively unique and a very popular game, so being that so many players are playing it, there is going to be all kinds of different personalities among the player base. Now, this is basically the same with every known game out there. Now, I know that there's a lot of you mature and intelligent people out there that will react in a way like, "Hey Matti, why don't you just ignore him? It's just an angry kid. Why do you have to give him attention?" The fact of the matter is I have many years of experience with this, and you have to address this in a proper way in order to make sure that it doesn't escalate. Because unanswered, this has a tendency to move to other areas like Reddit or the official forum, and this kind of toxic behavior can spread like wildfire. Now, what also can happen is that these kinds of angry people can start very toxic and unconstructive and even counterproductive discussions about the game. For example, if anybody that had basically no previous experience with a Battlefield game or flying in a Battlefield game would be able to just spawn a plane such as the one that I have and then just go on a 15-streak killing spree, then we would definitely have a balance issue. And as much as it might be very tempting for some people to say that what I do in this video is very simple, I can assure you, if you or anybody else can do similar things as what I do here, then you are a relatively or a very experienced pilot from before, and you have spent quite a lot of time flying in the Battlefield Beta or even the Alpha. Now, going in the light tank and getting a 50 plus killing spree is something that basically anyone can do. There has been countless of examples of it, and DICE has already confirmed that they need to nerf that particular tank. Now, some people might say that just based on my gameplay here that we have a massive balance issue. Well, there's always the option of nerfing planes, but then how accessible and how interesting is the air gameplay going to be for people that do not have the flying experience from the past or the very high motivation to just simply practice and learn this? Making this too hard will make it only accessible to a very, very small elite of pilots. So yeah, for the next round, for whatever reason, I was unable to get into a plane myself. Instead, I ended up as a passenger in one of my squad mates' planes. And for whatever reason, I don't know why, but we ended up in the same team, me and this raging kid. Yeah, I'll still call him that. I don't know if this is because he switched purposely, or if this has something to do with the auto balance. But anyway, normally people are not as angry with each other's the same way when they are in the same team. So now my squad mate that spawned this plane obviously felt like he has had enough airtime and just bailed out. Luckily he bailed out in a direction and at an altitude so that I could just seat switch and take over. Now at the very beginning of this round I think that this angry guy was in a plane himself, and I think that he is actually shooting this bomber that you see appearing here on my screen. Now I'm going to let the video play out, and you can continue watching if you like. There will be a little bit of rage going on in the chat up in the left side corner, but I will quit the post commenting now, and I want to thank you all for watching.
We have lost objective Freddy.
Let them take the objective.
Nice. Thanks, bud.
We have taken objective Duff. We have lost objective Duff.